Hello everyone, welcome to Visit Malta channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about employee rights when they are working in Malta. Okay, so know your rights, Malta employee rights and benefits. Okay, so if you have any issues in with your employer or you wanted to know the probation period of as per the government law, Malta employee department, and you wanted to know the benefits like salary and the part-time jobs and wages and minimum wages and all those detail in this video I'm going to talk about as a Malta employee rights and benefits. Okay, so let's go to that. Okay, DIR.gov.mt, DIER, which is Department for Industrial and Employment Relations, is the government department who is actually supporting employee and also employer if there is any issue. And also this department will give you a clear guideline when you come to work here in Malta, not only for you behalf of the employer, also they will set a guidelines for the employer and employee also. So basically, the mission of DIRE is to protect the interest of parties in employment contract while actively promoting a healthy employment relationship in a spirit of social partnership and the contribute toward the stable industrial relations. The department deals with the various aspects of the industrial and employment relations field. The main activities of the department are conditions of the employment and industrial relations and international relations. So this department will give a clear guidelines for the employer and employee, as I mentioned, and you will also come to know what is the benefit. And in this video also, I'm going to explain the benefit from the employee side, not the employer side. Employee side, I'm going to talk about what you have to do and what all the information that you can learn from this dire department. For example, number of leaves that you can take as per government law, or number of working hours that you have to do by default, and if you can do the part time, and what is the minimum wages, and what are the emergency leave that you can avail as per the government law. So everything is I'm explaining is as per the government law, your employer have to provide some basic benefits as per the dire government law by Malta. Okay, so your employer cannot deny some of the benefits. If they are denying, if you come to know they are denying, you can raise the complaint to the dire department against your employer. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to cover what are the benefits and what are the information that you can check in this dire website. Okay. And before that, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and share this video to many people who's need this information to know about the employment and employer and employee benefits before they come to work in Malta. Okay, so you can also join the WhatsApp group that we have. We have dedicated professional job seekers and people who already got the job here in Malta also in this group, and you can discuss about jobs in Malta and work permit, work visa, and global checklist, and verify your agency also if they are fake or original agency. Okay. And you can also reach me out to visit to malta@gmail.com, and you can visit the website to gain more information. Now, these are the important benefits that I'm going to cover in this video. Benefits of DIRE for employee. You can learn the procedure for the new jobs and probation period, default probation period, which means your employer cannot terminate you within 1 month or within 1 week. So there is some probation period as per the government rule that has been defined by dire.gov.mt. So the minimum probation period has to be maintained by your employer. Okay, and the notice period and leave benefits with your employer like sick leave, birth leave, and emergency leave, and parental leave, and injury leave. There are many other leaves that has been mentioned in this diet.gov.mt, and also national and public holidays and termination of current employment procedures, and what are the default bonus that you have that your employer has to give, and weekly allowances and cost of living and overtime allowances and salary increment and breaching condition of employment. Is there any terms and condition is not suitable with your employment that you noticed, so you can raise the complaint with the dir.gov.mt. And the working hours, like if you're doing shift hours or night shift and part time, and there are more other benefits which I'm going to explain in this video by taking you to the DAR department website. All right, so let's go to the website and see more benefits and information that has been provided by the dir gov.mt. Okay, here you can see dir.gov.mt. Okay, this is a website, the government website. You can see the about dire and employment condition and industrial relations and international relations and legislation. Okay, so you can also check the opening hours, and you can also visit directly to the dire department. Under the contact us page, you will see the address where they are located. Okay, so now I'm going to cover what are the important information that has been provided by dire services. Okay, so if I cover all this topic, then it will take huge amount of time. So my recommendation is to go to the dire website and go through it step by step based on your requirement. Okay, now I'm going to the employment condition and starting a new jobs and contracts of service. Okay, so in this contract of service, you will see the left side, what are the hours of works and leaves and position of work and termination of employment, and even in your contract, what are the mandatory information that has to be mentioned in the contract. Okay, for example, let me see the sample contract of employment. So click on it, and if you see the sample contract of employment, full-time definite and indefinite, and part-time contract definite and indefinite. So many of them are mentioning what is definite and indefinite. Definite is nothing but your employment is actually defined by your employer only for certain period, whether it could be a 6 month or 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, limited period only, which you will have to still renew for every 1 year for a residence card. Okay, that is something called definite employment contract, where indefinite contract is nothing but your employer require your services with the respective company for an unlimited period of time. So there is no limit of your employment requirement. So there is no end of contract. So you can, but you still have to renew every 1 year for the residence card and to be here in Malta. There is something called indefinite contract. Okay, so now let me show you some indefinite sample employment contract and how it will be look like as per the dir.gov.mt. Okay, so these are the sample contract information, which is including your employee and employer information, job title, place of work, and other information. And it doesn't have to be exact format, but it requires the information of the information of the employer and employee and title and all this category. So it has to be included in the contract before you sign with your employer. Okay, this is the mandatory information. Okay, so this is one of the easiest way also to verify your contract is from your employer is original or a fake. Okay, so these are the compulsory information that your contract has to be have in the document before you sign the contract. Okay, you have to, for example, you need to see the wages and the notice period, and you can see here notice period for 1 month, 1 month to up to 6 months. The notice period should be 1 week, and 6 months to 2 years it should be 2 weeks. For example, if you're moving to another company after 6 months to 1 or to 2 years, you will have to service notice period, which means you have to inform your employer 2 weeks before and work for 2 weeks, and you are free to go to the next employer. So for 1 month to 6 months, you have to service for 1 week at least. Okay, so this is the government rule, and some of the employee in contract, if they mentioned apart from this rule, you can actually claim this is not the government rule. As per the government rule, within 1 month to 6 months, you are free to go within with a 1 week notice period. So you can claim your employer saying that this is the government rule, so you have to relieve me and all. Okay, because some employer signed a 1 year contract and they will not relieve you within 1 month, and they'll bargain you to be here at least for a 6 month, or they forced you to pay the remaining 6 month as 6 month of your salary to the company. So these kind of rules, if it is mentioned in your contract, you have to be very careful and read the contract. In many of the video, I told my subscribers to read the contract. Take your time before you sign. Take your time to read the contract completely before you sign the contract, because your employer has a right to override this rules and regulation in the contract, but still that's a limited. But if they are crossing their limit, you can definitely check with the dire department by sending an email saying that I mean sharing your contract, saying that my contract is like that, and they are forcing me to do that, and is it against the law, or can I proceed with the recommendation with the employer? You can check with the dire department and get an advice. Okay, so that's one of the way, and you can also check with the Jobs Plus department if you have an issue with your current employer. Okay, so that is also one of the advantage for the employee when you come for a work here in Malta. Okay, and if you notice, the customer service for the DIR department is actually 1575 and 1576, and this is the local number. You need a Malta mobile number to dial this number, or you can send an email to info.dier@gov.mt to gain the information. And the department is located in Valletta, capital of Malta, which you can go directly. So make sure is there appointment required or not by telephoning them. Okay. So we saw the contract benefits, and let's take a look at the wages. And you see under the wages, let me zoom some more. If you notice under the wages, you will see the bonus and weekly allowances and commission based remuneration and cost of living increase, national minimum wages, overtime. So if you are doing overtime, so your employer has to cover the minimum overtime amount, and your employer has to ask you to work only the particular time of overtime. So it should not exceed, for example, here it says such overtime may exceed 8 hours in a particular week, provided that an average the 48 hours maximum is not exceeded, which means so weekly you have to work 40 hours Monday to Friday, sometime Monday to Saturday, depends the contract you signed. So if it is include the overtime, it has to be 48 hours, not exceeding that. If it is exceeding that, then it is against the law of Malta employment that is defined by DIER, Government of Malta. And if your employer is forcing to do that, you can also raise the complaint to the DIER department. Okay. So my recommendation is to, if you are in such a trouble of overtime or any issues with the salary or wages, please go through these rules and regulations. And there is a customer service also which you can check and contact them contact them for any issues. Okay. Also, let's go to the leave. Yeah, here you can see the type of leave that you can avail, like vacation leave, birth leave, marriage leave, parental leave, sick leave, injury leave, and bereavement leave, and urgent family leave, and maternity leave, and court witness leave, jury service leave, adoption leave, and quarantine leave. So every leave there will be a rules and regulation that you have to follow. For example, if it is a marriage leave, you might have to provide a marriage invitation or something like that. And if it's a sick leave, you may have to provide your medical certificate, and urgent family leave. So you can actually take urgent family leave for a family emergency, which I think 3 to 4 days is allowed to take a family leave. So the number of leaves benefits is actually provided and defined by the dier.gov.mg, which your employer have to provide this kind of leave, minimum leave, by paying the salary. So it is not without salary you can take this leave. So all this leave defined by the government, which you can take this leave with the salary, okay, from your employer. So that is also another benefit. And you can also check the position of workers in Malta, informations, and what else we can say. Let me go through it. And yes, national and public holidays. So if you wanted to know what are the public holidays that has been declared by the government of Malta, you can check it here. the public holidays, because some employer if your employer wants to work on the public holidays, that is against the law. But again, if they are ready to provide the wages or double the wages as per the government rule or as per the contract that has been mentioned, you are free to do it. Again, if you're not interested, no one can force you to work on the public holidays that has been defined by the direct government. Okay, so my recommendation is to take a look at the wages and hours of work and leaves, and if you had to do extra works and stuffs, and what else are there? So my recommendation is to take a look at it, every leaves and everything, every tabs and all the benefits that is being provided by dir.gov.mt. And if you are interested registering in trade union and starting a business, you can also visit the procedures and rules and regulation that is been given by the dir.gov.mt. Okay. So I hope this video is very useful, and if you think it's useful, please share this video, and it will be helpful for someone who has a trouble with the employer, and they can easily handle with the issues with the employer by coordinating with the DIA department. Okay. So thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like this video and share this video and subscribe my channel. And you can also join the WhatsApp group and gain and share your experience and gain the experience out. Okay. And for a special consultation, you can also send an email to visit to malta@gmail.com. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video again. Good luck.